Hello there, this is John V, Software Evangelist at JSCAPE, and you're watching a JSCAPE MFT Server tutorial. In our last video, we demonstrated how to automatically delete old files from your MFT server. That setup could come in handy if you want to recover some free space on your server. However, there can be instances when instead of deleting the files, you might want to archive them or place them in a zip file. This video will show you how to do it. There are many instances when you can't just delete old files. Maybe they're covered by a regulatory requirement like PCI DSS requirement 3.1. Maybe it's prohibited by your data retention policy. Or you might need to keep those files for operational or e-discovery purposes. Who knows? Unless you're absolutely sure that the information found in those files are totally useless, it's best to send them to a zip file instead of the trash bin. One way to zip old files on JSCAPE MFT Server is by setting up the following. 1. A directory monitor that would scan a specific directory for aged files. 2. A trigger that would activate the directory monitor at some specified time. And 3. Another trigger that would automatically zip each aged file found by the directory monitor. We've already taught you how to set up something very similar to this in the video How to Configure Your Server to Find and Delete Old Files. So I suggest you just follow the instructions on that video except for the part where you add the delete file trigger action. Instead of adding that trigger action, we're going to add the zip file trigger action. Let's review the items we created on that last video. We have here a directory monitor that will be scanning a specified directory for 1-year-old files. We also have a trigger that would activate that directory monitor. Finally, we have another trigger that's supposed to delete each old file found by the directory monitor. Because we want to zip the old files instead of deleting them, we simply replace the delete file trigger action with a zip file trigger action. In the trigger action parameters screen, enter the file variable into the file field. You can just leave the destination field blank. If you do that, the zip file will be stored in the same directory as the original file. Of course, if you want it to be stored elsewhere, just enter the desired target path. Lastly, if you want to delete the original file, just tick the delete source checkbox. Note that these steps are meant to zip files at least a year old. Please modify accordingly. That's it. Now you know how to configure your server to find and zip old files.